Right now, it's your local forecast on the Weather Channel.
Snow, freezing rain, and sleet are taking a bite out of the Northeast tonight. But how long will this winter storm last? Good evening and welcome to Weather Center. I'm Arch Kennedy.
And I'm Nick Walker. Thanks for joining us. We're working on your Monday morning forecast, but first we have 3 crews spread throughout the eastern seaboard. Mike Seidel is in Philadelphia, where the snow is really falling. Bill Keneally at Washington Dulles International Airport, the snow leaving that area. And Jim Cantori is in Albany, New York, where the nasty weather is headed. Let's start with Mike Seidel in Philadelphia. Mike?
Well, tonight, Nick, we saw the snow change over to sleet and freezing rain a couple of hours ago now, about 2.5 hours ago. And ever since then, we've had sleet, and now it's just ice coming. It's just freezing rain. Temperatures now around 30, so they've edged up to 30 here in the western suburbs. Already 32 south of town at Philadelphia International. But what we're getting now is a glaze on the trees and power lines. The roads are kind of slushy and sloppy. The plows have been back and forth. They have laid down a ton of salt. In fact, they were out as soon as the first flakes began falling this afternoon around 4 or 4:30. What we're concerned with now is certainly the bridges and overpasses, and the roads will be sloppy for the early morning commute. Once we get the sun up and that temperature above freezing, even if the temperature is not above freezing, that sun, once it gets up, will really work the job and do a pretty decent job on these roadways. But again, before sunrise and before, say, 8 or 9 o'clock, it's going to be pretty icy. Let's show you what it was like as the snow got underway in Westchester, Pennsylvania, a town just off to the southwest of Philadelphia. This is late this afternoon before the really heavy snow moved in and the big flakes. People getting around, roads not in too bad a shape, but tonight it's sloppy, it's slushy. And here in the suburbs, out here in Valley Forge and King of Prussia and certainly out towards Pottstown, the temperature tonight will stay at or below freezing, so we're not going to get any melting on the roadways. What we're concerned with now is we're looking at freezing rain for the next 3 to 4 hours. That will be it as far as what's falling out of the sky, but again, the damage has been done on the roadways. Remember, give yourself extra time in the morning, watch the braking. Once the sun comes up, we'll be much better shape here across southeastern Pennsylvania. Once again, traveling west towards Harrisburg and up towards the Poconos, it's all snow, and it will stay all snow in Harrisburg and up towards Allentown and the Wilkes-Barre-Scranton area for the entire storm. Now, the storm isn't quite over yet in Washington. In fact, Bill, I think I saw some more flakes falling in your shot just a few minutes ago.
You're right there, Mike. The storm, the nor'easter, if you will, going out of the fight here. Still have a northeast wind, and hopefully once we get the storm abeam with us on our latitude, our wind will start to shift around more to the northwest, and that'll be more of a downsloping land breeze and effectively cut off the storm, which is depositing on the order of 6 to 7 inches of snow here around the Dulles International Airport. Also, it looks like it may be getting a little more intensified too. The winds are starting to pick up as well, so a little gusty out here tonight, and that's not going to help the efforts to clear the roads, be it the runways or the roadways here in the metropolitan Washington area. And with that said, let's get optimistic. What do you say? And take a look at some of the timeline for what's going to happen on Monday, folks. And hopefully we're going to see some better news here. Starts you off kind of chilly, 6 o'clock in the morning. We'll look at about 29 degrees. We're going to call it partly cloudy at noontime. And we're going to get real optimistic come 3 o'clock, 37 degrees. It's going to feel like summertime out here by comparison to the last week or so, and then down to 35 by 5 o'clock. So again, hopefully the worst is behind us now, but we are still dealing with falling snow. And as you can see, here's the upper level. This is the departure deck in front of Dulles International Airport. Looks like an officer has pulled somebody over there, maybe for some illegal parking here. Although, to be honest, even though we pan around and see snow flying, it's not near as bad as it was earlier today. But I do want to just reiterate, folks heading home from the Super Bowl occasions in and around the metro, Baltimore, Washington area, please use a lot of caution. Now let's head it back to Nick.
Definitely good advice. Thanks so much, Bill.
Okay.
For a look at where the storm is heading now, we want to go to our winter weather expert, Paul Cosin. Paul?
Well, Nick, we're starting to see the storm continue to move rather rapidly up towards the northeast. In Washington, D.C., its snowfall is ending, although as we're watching Bill Keneally, we can see that the snow really hanging on as it's done so. It seems like any place that gets snow keeps snow. If you don't get the snow, it's going to change over or move out really fast. So Dulles, you're slow to end, but around eastern suburbs of the city, it's going to be ending as a combination of freezing rain and sleet, and that'll be it. We're watching the storm system currently just east of Norfolk, Virginia, move directly along the coastline. As a matter of fact, winds along the extreme eastern shore of Maryland have shifted over towards the southeast, and that gives us a pretty good indication that the storm center itself will be moving right up the Maryland, Delaware, and New Jersey coastlines, and we'll see temperatures really moderate across southern New Jersey, and temperatures will rise probably into the low 40s. Meanwhile, the difference between the dark greens and the light greens is right where we see the difference between the freezing precipitation as well as the frozen precipitation. As soon as I get this right, I'll be able to draw it. So the snowfall is going to be on the left side of that line, and here we have the 32-degree line indicated in the red, and that's sort of the critical condition where we're seeing a combination of sleet, freezing rain, and snow, so very hazardous driving conditions. Those are currently moving towards the New York City metropolitan area. Here's our storm system, very well defined on the satellite picture. That's continuing to move fairly rapidly towards the northeast. So again, we don't see the storms hanging around for a long time. New York City, you're currently getting snow, but these bright oranges and yellows coming up, that's an indication of where we're going to see mixed precipitation. That's going to be moving in very fast. Most of the snowfall is on the west of this line, and that's where we'll see the snowfall continuing right now on the doorstep of Albany. And most of the mixed precipitation will head across western and central New England, and the rainfall, or snow changing to rain, will occur across Long Island and southeastern New England. Let's take a look at the storm history. Most of the snowfall amounts right on the axis of the Appalachian Mountains, and the snowfall forecast shows we'll see the heaviest snows occurring from the Catskills towards Albany, New York, on the order of 6 to 8 inches, if not greater. We'll be following it throughout the evening. Stay tuned. Let's go back to Nick.
Thanks, Paul, for that update. Let's go now to Jim Cantori, who's standing by live in Albany. Jim, no snow for you yet, but looks like it's headed your way.
You know something, Nick? I'm going to share this with you, and I know you're going to look at me like, you know, Cantori, what's up with that? But you can almost smell the snow. And I'm serious. I've been a New Englander all my life, and you can smell when it gets near. And sure enough, you don't have to go too far away. 1.25 miles at Utica right now with the snow, and Monticello is 3/4 of a mile in snow. And you know, we're not too far away. That's 90 and 100 miles respectively. As far as what does it smell like, well, it smells like snow. I mean, you really can't put a taste on it or a smell on it because it just doesn't. I can just tell, you know, it's just one of those things. It's like when Mom's cooking the sauce on Sunday morning, I can smell it outside the house. You just know that it's on the stove, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, we do have the snow on the way here, and as I said, you can smell it. But that doesn't mean everybody likes it. I talked to a few folks here in the Albany area about what they feel about winter thus far and what's to come tonight. Winter so far.
Yeah, it was nice for a while, and then just at the turn of the year, since we started a new year, man, it got cold.
I like it. It's good for skiing. I was skiing yesterday and sledding.
It's been mild. To me, it's been mild. We can sit out here and not shiver, so that's pretty good.
That's right. And we had a good time out there, no doubt about it, talking to some folks today around the ice skating rink, not too far here from the steps of the Capitol building, which is lit up just beautifully tonight. You can see those footprints on the steps tonight. A few folks made their way up there where they haven't obviously shoveled that area. But a beautiful night here in Albany, again, about 26 degrees. We are under winter storm warning, 5 to 9 inches of snow on the way. And we do think by the time the old Super Bowl comes to an end, we will be in some of those visibilities down around 3/4 of a mile or perhaps 1.25 miles. So if you are checking in with the Weather Channel between passes, if you will, just be careful driving home tonight. And by the way, if you're a young one, you may not have school tomorrow. We'll keep you posted here from the Capital District. Right now, Nick, back to you.
Thanks, Jim. And I do like the smell of snow, by the way.
All right.
Let's go now to Arch Kennedy. He has a wrap-up of the current weather in the east. Arch?
All right, as we take a look at this animation, we really aren't seeing significant problems. Now, yes, there may be some problems with icing, but I want to show you this is a pretty quick moving area of low pressure as it continues to hug the coastline. We have plenty of moisture to work with here, and you see by tomorrow morning how quickly it's moved up the coastline. So yes, we're looking at improving conditions in Philadelphia, into Washington, D.C., and it should end as rain event for you in Boston for the morning hours. But here in New York, Philadelphia, and D.C., starting with partly cloudy skies on your Monday. All right, let's take a look at it all with our actually radar loop over the past few hours. You can see this system quickly moving up the east coast with the freezing rain and snow well inland. And we're going to see some more snow amounts building up, but take a quick look at the snow history. You can see West Virginia over 1 foot, and around this in the lighter purple, we're seeing 6 to 12 inches inland. So yes, we've seen some nice accumulations well inland, and 31 degrees for you in New York, 30 at Philadelphia and D.C., 34 at Pittsburgh. Here's our area of low pressure moving from the mid-Atlantic on into the northeast, and we see by tomorrow morning, you see it there over Boston, and we're drying out here. A little wraparound moisture, though, around Pittsburgh, perhaps around Buffalo and Rochester, New York. The rain has moved out for the most part around the Carolinas and into southeast Georgia, our front pushing into North Florida. And yes, we've seen some showers and even thunderstorms on the tail end of this system in eastern sections of Florida. And you could see even around Raleigh, all of your freezing rain has come to an end. And we look up toward Wilmington, cold rain in the 40s. Charleston, most of your rain has ended, as well as Savannah. Farther south, we have some showers. The thunderstorms rumbled across Daytona, now off in the Atlantic, and we're making way for another line of showers moving through Ocala. Well, temperature right now in Atlanta, 33. It's 48 at New Orleans, Nashville at 28, 34 at Columbia, and 65 for you in Tampa. Tomorrow morning, improving conditions as high pressure settles into the southeast. A few showers perhaps for you around Tampa as we make our way toward, well, Palm Beach and West Palm Beach through the afternoon hours. That's a look at the Northeast. Nick will take us to the Midwest.
And in the Midwest, you've seen a little bit of light snow around the Great Lakes, portions of the Midwest, including Chicago, Indianapolis, and on into Ohio. It's been just light accumulations. Chicago, it's been fairly steady throughout the day, but it has been light, and you could see maybe 1 to 3 inches of accumulation here. Same for Milwaukee and on into portions of lower Michigan and central Illinois and Indiana for that matter. But Chicago, the snow, well, you still had some to deal with today, didn't you? You had to shovel it, you could sled on it, and a lot of folks had to do the shoveling today. So there was some snow to deal with and a little bit more light snow falling, as you can see. But for many, it was just a play day, and that looks pretty nice. Little new snowfall for you for the sledding hills. You've got a few sledding hills that are getting some snowfall here too in Indianapolis, over to Cincinnati, up toward Dayton, and into the Cleveland area, seeing some snowfall too. Around Chicago right now, it's 27 degrees. Nothing too bitterly cold. We're at 12 at Sioux Falls, 16 at Pierre, 19 degrees right now at Minneapolis. In the west, it's fairly seasonal as far as your temperatures are concerned. We're just 1 degree above freezing at Salt Lake City with 33. Denver, you're at 24 degrees right now. It's warmer at Phoenix, as you might guess, 66 degrees for you, 57 for Los Angeles, and 39 degrees right now around Portland, Oregon, where we are seeing a few showers. As a matter of fact, throughout the west, the Pacific Northwest, on down into Southern California, mostly in these areas, clearer skies back toward the inland areas. But let's take a look at Los Angeles, where you've seen a few light rain showers throughout the day. Yeah, you needed the umbrella off and on, and you may need it on again as we get through the evening hours. A little bit more toward the north of you around San Francisco, we've seen some horizontal rain with some gusty winds today, but even more in the inland areas. Sacramento, you've picked up almost an inch in some cases. It came down heavy at times. Also, here in the mountain areas. The Sierra picking up some snowfall for the ski areas. Up toward the north, maybe a few thunderstorms in the mix. Yeah, Red Bluff has seen some of those. Portland seeing a few showers, and all the way up to the Seattle area where it's now starting to rain. Windy conditions still, and gale warnings in effect for southern Oregon, northern California. More snow, more rainfall, and we expect to see that entering the Rockies and the Wasatch tomorrow. Let's check the rest of the forecast with Arch.
As we go into Monday morning, a lot of precipitation ending around the Northeast. We'll still continue to see a few rain showers perhaps around Boston and Pittsburgh. Some of that wraparound moisture may be in the form of snow for you, and into Cleveland. We dry out for the most part around the southeast. A little wet weather on the tail end of that front into Florida. Your morning commute may be a snowy one near Salt Lake City. Around the Wasatch, we're going to continue to get some snow, and you see that will continue. The Rockies pretty much scattered light snow showers, and our next system waiting in the wings out in the Pacific. Well, we have some snow showers continuing across the lakes during midday hour, and yes, down toward Fort Lauderdale, Miami, we're going to see some showers lingering even into your evening hours, and again, some snow showers continuing across the Great Lakes. The moisture increases a little bit here on the west coast with this warm front entering into the Pacific Northwest, so yes, some rainy weather to end out the day for your evening commute tomorrow in Portland, down even around the Bay Area. And you can see around the Sierras, we could get through tomorrow morning a foot plus more on top of what's already there. And definitely some valley rains continuing here. We'll also get an additional 6 to 12 inches of snowfall here in the northeast around Pennsylvania into eastern sections of New York State, and a little bit more rain hugging the mid-Atlantic coastline. Well, Monday's lows in the teens and single digits in the central plains, northern plains, upper Midwest, and a chill in the air in the deep south with 20s and 30s. And you see by Monday afternoon, we're looking at 40s and 50s around the deep south, a little colder than usual, but not unusually cold air around the Midwest and Northeast. Well, as we take a look at the Northeast, you can see for tomorrow we're looking for some snow showers. It looks like a lingering around Burlington, high of 28. New York, you're going to see improving conditions and temperature around 37, as well as Philadelphia.
And some of those areas could see kind of a rough morning commute.
That's true. We'll tell you all about it in TravelWise. That's coming up in just a moment.
Craftsman has come up with another smart solution that simplifies projects and saves you time. The Craftsman Speedlock Drill and Driver System. This patented Speedlock quick connector is the heart of the system. It fits any drill and works with keyed or keyless chucks. The Speedlock's simple click-in, click-out action makes changing bits so easy you can do it with one hand without re-chucking. The Craftsman Speedlock system also includes this magnetic screw guide. The screw guide sleeve acts as a stabilizer and guide, so you don't have to hold screws with your fingers, and they go in straight every time. Drilling and driving is faster, safer, and easier with the Craftsman Speedlock system, whether you're working around the house, remodeling, or building crafts.
Sears, the good life at a great price, guaranteed.
Call now to order your 16-piece Speedlock system for only $19.99 plus shipping and handling. You'll receive the quick connector, screw guide, 7 Speedlock drill bits, 7 screwdriver bits, and a convenient storage case. Use your Sears or other credit card and call 1-800-247-7474.
I like my little pooch. My shape. Because I think I have a cool shape. My legs are sexy.
What do I like about my body?
Ooh, my hands. Yeah!
Jergens, we love every inch of you. So our skin smoothing lotion has alpha and beta hydroxy to polish and shine you. And our original cherry almond lotion soothes your soul. I love my skin. Jergens, we love your body.
Out of gas. Stranded. It can happen to anyone. Don't let it happen to you. Introducing Rescue. Safe to store in your trunk and safe for your engine. It can have you back on the road in no time. Rescue from Pennzoil. Better safe than stranded.
There are two kinds of drivers in this world. Those who've had a flat tire and those who will. That's why there's Fix-A-Flat. Spare yourself.
We interrupt this broadcast with a special report from the Time Life Video News Desk.
What? Oh. I didn't I didn't see your cue.
Oh, forget it. It's the best of TV news bloopers from Time Life. The funniest broadcast moments that were never supposed to happen.
Like of all protests. The rest of you, please go away!
Let the blunders begin with the best of TV news bloopers. Yours for just $9.99. Once you calm down, you can watch other hilarious best of the bloopers videos. So call now for the video everybody's talking about. It's the best of TV news bloopers. Here's how to order.
Call 1-800-455-8822 to order news bloopers for only $9.99. Or send $9.99 plus $3.99 shipping and handling to News Bloopers, Department 5, Richmond, Virginia 23280. Call now.
Check weather.com from the Weather Channel. And
the exciting world of pay-per-view movies, wrestling, boxing, concerts, and more is as easy as point-click order with www.orderpayperview.com. Just register once by calling 1-800-750-6565 from your cable bill home number and online at www.orderpayperview.com. And this WWF Collector's Edition comic book could be yours. Then you can order pay-per-view movies and events from any computer, hours, days, even weeks in advance. It's as easy as www.orderpayperview.com. Register today.
For Chris Nielsen, life as he knows it is over.
You've died, Chris.
But Paradise Gain
It's your world! Oh.
means true love lost.
I need Annie. That'll change in time.
Soulmate, I can find her. Robin Williams, Cuba Gooding Jr. What dreams may come. Only on Showtime.
to order, call Comcast today. Right now, it's your local forecast on the Weather Channel.
Good evening and welcome to another edition of Storm Watch. Our storm system continues to move up towards the northeast after leaving a significant ice coating across much of eastern North Carolina, eastern Virginia, the Chesapeake Bay area on the eastern side of Washington and Baltimore, and a significant snowstorm has been occurring to the west of Washington and Baltimore that's moving up towards Pennsylvania, New York, and New England. This is a very complex weather situation, and I'll try to get through most of the complexities over the next couple of minutes. Let's take a look at the current radar right now. What we can see is low pressure right now on the lower eastern shore of Maryland and Virginia. That's going to be moving off towards the north across the next several hours directly towards western Long Island and New England. What we're seeing on the west-hand side of the storm is significant snow. And what we've seen is amounts up to 14 inches across eastern portions of West Virginia, up to a foot of snow in western Maryland, western Virginia. We'll probably see those totals in western Maryland as well. And across the Washington, D.C. metropolitan area, as well as Baltimore, to the north and west, we've seen as much as 6 to 8 inches of snow. In the cities themselves, about 2 to 3 inches, a combination of snow, sleet, freezing rain. And in the immediate southeastern suburbs, that's where we've seen significant accumulations of ice. As we move north towards Philadelphia and Wilmington, Delaware, that's where we've seen also snow changing to a significant ice storm. And what we're seeing is the heaviest snow across extreme eastern Pennsylvania, moving into northwestern New Jersey and then southeastern New York. New York City, you've seen your snow begin as some snowfall, but we've just had reports that Newark is now moderate snow. Meanwhile, east of the city in JFK in southern Queens, we're seeing that snow begin to mix in with freezing rain. So a period of changeover now going on in the New York City metropolitan area. To the east, across Long Island, we'll see that change over to rain. The city itself, we may also see a change to rain.